Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee and welcome to 20 questions that have been answered by the Anthem developers. After the EA press event ended, some of the Anthem developers have been very active on social media, basically answering everyone's questions. So I've actually gone through, selected about the 20 best questions that I could find, and we're just going to sort of rapid fire go through them here in this video. So without further ado, let's get going. Question number 1. Do you get to choose the order in which you unlock the javelins after the ranger, or is it directly linked to the story? Answer is, you choose so by doing different missions. Question number 2. If you upgrade and level up your ranger, does that mean that you have to start over when you unlock the javelin that you actually want? Answer is no, your freelancer levels up and this carries over. Gear drops based on your level, so switching suits means you are getting level appropriate gear immediately. Next question, will there be health regeneration, health orbs / packs on the ground when you take damage, or do you take permanent damage until you are dead and revived? The answer to that is they are actually doing health drops on the ground. In matchmaking or team group, can we play the same class, aka same javelin, or do we need to choose a different javelin for each member? The answer to that is you can all play the same javelin, so basically you can just do whatever you want, right? Is there going to be a season pass and or loot boxes? No. Is there a character creation, or do we all just get the same default character for male-female? There is a character creator, but most of our efforts in this game are going towards the customization and personalization on the javelins themselves. Next one is, I see plenty of questions about cool-off, so I take it you cannot fly forever. Correct, you cannot fly forever. Are Pacific weapon types unlocked to a Pacific javelin, or can you use any weapon you can find? Gear is javelin specific. Weapons overlap with restrictions, aka Colossus cannot use a pistol as an example. Asking about stronghold content specifically, will loot drop be specific to a stronghold or just a random drop? Also, will there be any type of chests that spawn in the open for extra loot? If yes, will such keys be available in the shop? So about 3 questions there. There are chests. No, keys loot in strongholds have a higher rarity drop. And then I don't believe we currently have loot locked to strongholds. That makes sense. If you are flying, staying under a waterfall, does this cool you off? Yes, it does actually. So if you want to just fly, underwater or under a waterfall for, ever and be able to do it, forever, I guess, you can do that. So that's cool. Next question. Once we have finished all the missions, aka complete the story, will you guys be adding more missions attached to the story later on? Yes, we will be adding more story. If I switched using a suit that is lower level than one I have been using, will there be some kind of system to help me catch up faster? And he kind of answered this before, but I thought it was a good one to sort of re-add, given the little bit of a variation there. But again, level is attached to your freelancer, so if you switch to a new suit, the gear dropped will be level appropriate right away. So you really only need one character in this game, and that one character can have all the javelins, and then you can basically just, trick out each javelin as you see fit. All right, cool. Next question is, so do missions work like a traditional open world game, as in you roam around and do what you want, or more like a Monster Hunter, let's say, where you just go and do the specific task and then return to base? He went on to answer that saying, free play is relatively undirected. Missions will move through the open world with more specific goals. So he actually thinks a little bit of both, says the developer. Moving on to the next question. Will there be any rewards for exploration besides encountering new enemies? For example, hidden loot drops, so forth and so on. Answer to that, yes. That's cool. Next question is just one word. Trading, question mark? And the answer to that is no, at least for now. We needed to basically ensure that they control balance at the start of the game. And that's a question that I've seen quite a bit because, again, if I remember correctly, Destiny also didn't have trading at the start, so it seems like they're going to do the same thing with this game as well. Next question is, so how rare are bullets? Do we pick them up off corpses, or do we have to go back to the fort to restock? Answer is, there will be ammo drops in the world and off of the enemies that you kill. Next question is, will there be melee combat? Yes, but it isn't a central part of combat. Each javelin will have a melee attack. And that's another one that I've seen quite a bit. And I think that's something that I can see them adding later on down the road when they actually add a new javelin. I think one of the first ones they'll do is maybe a fully melee javelin, which would be really cool, like a big sword or something like that. Next question is, how is multiplayer being hosted? Answer, dedicated servers for everything outside of the single-player hubs. Moving on to the final two questions. If you're playing with friends, they will just disappear for a moment and appear again after a cutscene, question mark? And assuming there will be dialogue during co-op play, everyone is waiting until you finish your dialogue like in the Old Republic. And again, I'm getting these questions directly from Twitter, so they're maybe not worded the best. The answer to that little bit of a jumble is on co-op, there are no choices in cutscenes. So if a cutscene fires, everyone sees it, and it lasts the same amount of time for everyone, so there is no waiting. Now, whether or not you can actually skip these cutscenes, they have not said. Because if anybody plays Star Wars The Old Republic, when you actually jump into a cutscene with an entire group, if everybody chooses to do so, you can actually skip that cutscene as a group, which is really cool. And then finally, the last question is, if you find a look for your javelin that you like, will it be possible to keep that same look and continue to level it up, or will you be forced to change pieces as you level to handle later content? And the final answer is personalization, your look, and customization, your gear loadout, are independent. So basically, you can look the way you want, and you can actually function gear-wise separate than how you actually look. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen, sort of just 20 quick questions and answers directly from the developers on Anthem. So that will go ahead and do it for this video. If you like this video and you want me to keep doing more of these, assuming that I can get like another 20 Q&A questions, go ahead and leave a comment and a like on this video, and I will continue to do more of them. Most likely, I will continue to do more coverage on Anthem down the road, because I do think that this game looks really, really cool, especially everything that we now know about the game and the presentation they did at E3. I think it's going to be a really solid experience, and I can't wait to see more about it. But yep, that'll go ahead and do it for this one. Of course, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.